As you know, EaseInvest is an expanding company with a future full of hope and possibility. This company was originally developed with the intention of providing the financial services sector with cutting-edge technology while maintaining that real family feel. Its founders Michael and Travis wanted to offer service with the customers as its lifeblood. They wanted a company that operated with open lines of communication amongst integrated teams. A company who continuously grow and develop across all levels. A company whose employees are willing to work hard but enjoy their success. By living these values at EaseInvest, we were able to grow quicker than expected with our expansion into London and New York. Through the directive of the board seeing the expansion of the company globally, to have offices in Bangalore and Shanghai, Phase 2 of EaseInvest's vision will see us continue our growth in order to launch an IPO or be acquired in 3 years. To help with the challenges to achieve EaseInvest goals, the Human Resources team believes change in the way we operate in our department must occur. The single most important component to any change is communication. EaseInvest is making significant changes over the next 3 years and it'll be paramount to ensure that all employees at every level feel they are clear on the change happening. The way to do this is through clear and timely communication, as well as ensuring that messages relate to each individual and their circumstances. Staff will need to hear from Mike and Travis first and foremost. It is important that Mike and Travis make staff feel like they are part of this growth and change that is not being simply done to them. Employee engagement is one of the key drivers to be a successful business in transition. We're going to have to address these challenges that were just described. Firstly, employees will be engaged and communicated to through face-to-face meetings, both individually and in team. Individual meetings will be the opportunity for employees to ask questions privately and also discuss the new vision and mission of the organisation to ensure they understand the change that's happening. Activities such as team building will also form part of the platform for communication. Human resource packs will be emailed to each employee with a full breakdown of what is changing and how it directly relates to each employee. These packs will be sent out straight after Mike and Travis addressed to the company. There will be an opportunity to provide feedback to various channels through a line manager, human resources, or in team. Feedback loops will be explained to employees so they can get a sense of how their input matters and creates a sense of value to the employee who feels heard. It is also an opportunity to challenge negative assumptions about the change and speak to these employees about how to support them through these changes.
So George, can you tell me what you think are going to be the challenges and opportunities for EaseInvest going forward?
I see there being quite a few challenges, and I'm somewhat apprehensive about the language barriers, moving overseas with my family, particularly my kids. Am I going to be able to find a school for them and for them to feel like they've got friends quickly? They're quite settled at the moment, and so they're for me a big concern, and I'm hoping that EaseInvest can help me in those areas and make it as seamless as possible. In terms of opportunities, working overseas is something that I've always wanted to do. We're going to have new employees and we can build a new team, and hopefully we can build a team that's got a great vibe and we work together really well, and we can really grow EaseInvest into this large international company that you guys are hoping to achieve.
To overcome the challenges and ultimately reach the organisation's objectives, cultural changes need to be made to ensure that the work environment derives the desired outcomes from all individuals. To do this, we provide the following recommendations. Firstly, changing the value of openness and direct communication with no boundaries to better represent the need for virtual teams with employees from different nationalities. Direct communication may not be suitable to the organisation subculture in Asian nations. To better align with a shift in organisational structure, respectful communication with no geographical boundaries will be a new value of EaseInvest for communication. To ensure that this takes place, training, leadership and organisational development will take place to allow all employees to gain further knowledge on how to use programs that enable virtual teams to effectively communicate with those in different geographical locations. Provide organisational development to employees on how to best communicate with people from different cultures. With cross-cultural training, people feel that they are growing personally and professionally. The Human Resources team will also look to promote more formal measures to help this shift in culture. Ad hoc gatherings through virtual meeting tools will be used to help break down the geographical barriers, promoting peer-to-peer interaction through a system of rights where people based in different offices around the globe are partnered in a buddy system. Rights help influence behaviour of employees and allow them to have a greater understanding of members of their organisation. Here, pairs meet virtually on a fortnightly basis and discuss work, life, and their culture, to gain an understanding and appreciation of life in different nations and how to best communicate with their employees. These actions will look to help influence and promote the organisation culture of respectful communication with no geographical boundaries. As EaseInvest goes global, it is essential that the spread of power throughout the offices in Melbourne, London, Shanghai and Bangalore remain under watch. Within these offices, it is recommended that EaseInvest empower employees to help one another, work together and celebrate success together, thus removing the requirement that one person must have the capacity to influence the entire workforce. This empowerment will bring the value and meaning to employees' jobs and in turn help to maintain an exceptional level of productivity. Additionally, the relevance when making decisions regarding a particular role or individual should be highlighted so alignment with the organisation's priorities and values is upheld. When making crucial decisions, EaseInvest employees must be provided with supportive evidence, giving clarity and reasoning behind the sudden changes. This use of inclusion displays that the company values the interests of employees and understands the repercussions of significant expansion on a global scale, helping the communication and recommendations we stated earlier. The use of collaboration will give assistance to those uncertain of future plans and job roles. Since EaseInvest demands flexibility of its employees, maintaining high productivity whilst balancing changes in staff and location, it is important that EaseInvest can be flexible in its political ruling, limiting the use of strict autocracy and rather implementing a representative democracy throughout each department will give the best representation of the ideas and suggestions of the entire workforce. Open-minded leaders should be in a position to communicate any of these suggestions quickly and with the knowledge that it is a universal thought for that department. Teams are the soul of our work, and the ultimate goal for our workplace is to have synergy. There are many benefits from using virtual teams, as it helps to run a 24-hour corporation, improves employee productivity, helps reduce real estate costs, and utilises global talent. There are many benefits to virtual teams, but we must create these correctly to ensure that they work at an optimum level. This includes getting the right team together. Team composition should be made up of a heterogeneous group of individuals who can offer a wide range of skills and opinions to solve complex problems. Teams need to be made up of the right size. To prevent social loathing in a team, data has demonstrated that the most efficient and productive teams have fewer than 10 members. There needs to be the right leadership. Employing staff that have previous experience working in a virtual team could bring leadership and direction to those who are inexperienced. Leaders demonstrate acceptable and desired behaviour, such as making sure those in a team feel comfortable when speaking up about concerns or providing constructive criticism. There needs to be the right communication strategy as well. Set and agree to communication frequency and methods that will work for the team and help them achieve their set goals. Set the rules of communication. Multitasking on a conference call is not acceptable, and be explicit in communication so there is no room for misinterpretation. There needs to be clarity in the team goals. It is vitally important to clarify the team's output goals and align these goals with EaseInvest targets in their respective area. If the team has the ability to self-manage the team's goals, it is noted that it can improve worker satisfaction, productivity, and decrease employee turnover. We must then clarify tasks, roles, and deadlines. Once the goals of the team are agreed upon, it is important to explicitly assign tasks to team members and agree on a deadline. This again clarifies one's role in the team and also helps to set a standard and tempo that the team will work at. Tight deadlines help to improve efficiency, though implementation generally only occurs in the second half of the group's life. We must then use the right technology. Have everyone working on the same system for ease of implementation and reducing the likelihood of technical difficulties in communication between team members.
What does management need to look like for it to be successful on the international scale?
Well, what management needs to look like on an international scale is still very much the same and similar to what management should look like even on a local scale. Fundamentally, the same principles still apply. We need to ensure that we maintain the flat hierarchy that we have in this organisation, so people feel that they are trusted and valued by their managers. We also need to ensure that we continue to work and breaking down those silos, and this will be particularly important across our international hubs that we will now have. And this is 2016 and we're a tech company, so being able to break down those walls and those silos should be very easy for us. And the flat hierarchy is particularly important because there's going to be significant decisions at each individual hub and country that we're working from, and we need to make sure that we're all working together to ensure that the company actually moves forward as one rather than separate parts.
Throughout this presentation, we have provided the board with a range of recommendations that we believe can help the company move forward with the transition globally. Recommendations focused on communication, power and politics within the company, the organisation's culture, and teamwork. We believe that actioning these recommendations will set Ease Invest in the right direction for the future. We thank the board for their time this evening, and we feel it is an exciting time to be part of the Ease Invest company.